Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Empyrion Galactic Survival Workshop with me, the Gazbeard, on our usual Saturday visit to the ship I'm building called Codename Broadsword. It's a capital vessel, it's a carrier, and it just gets bigger and heavier by the moment. So, without much further ado, let's just get into it. And let's go do it. Let's go see what I've done. And I've just finished a massive 12-hour session working overnight to get it to the stage that she is now compared to last week. So we'll just fly in and through the hangar doors. And as you can, one of the first things you can see is I've finished blocking out the hangar. So the hangar is now sealed on both sides of the ship. And you just check, because I've just had a horrible suspicion. No, I did. Phew. I thought I'd put that ceiling in without symmetry on for a second there. Oh, that would have been a nightmare. Anyway, yes. So the first thing you'll notice is that we've now got two additional cargo arrays, which are built into the separating wall between the hangar and the core of the ship. Brings us to a total of 6 320k cargo arrays. This thing will be able to hold just shy of 2 million storage units worth of product. Very nice, but it's what you would expect with a carrier. So, like I said, 6 arrays. You can see one of the controllers up there through that window. Now, I've changed the back end here. Remember I was saying I wasn't happy with the shaping here. I've brought it much more in keeping with the front end of the hangar. So there's a bit more symmetry there. If you look carefully at the shape language, even though this one's got that longer side wall, which is sort of emulated over there, but the side wall's not brought down onto the hangar floor. It may well have to be, though, because we're going to have to put some extra thrusters in at some point. She's getting heavy and she's getting slow. Now, all of the inside of the hangars I'll get textured for the next episode. I'm still not happy with that wall, or the inside of that wall, so I may leave that untextured in order to help me to rework that wall. The outside is fine. It's the inside I'm not keen on. I don't like those mail slot recesses for the windows. I'd much rather have something a bit more shaped. We've also got to get the emergency triage medical into here. And we've got to get things like armor lockers, oxygen stations, and so on into the hangar for pilots returning injured. Let's just go up the... Oh, I've reworked this in both hangars. A lot more shapely now, and it'll look a lot better once I get it painted and textured. This is the drop-off. Oops, not the drone. That's what I wanted. This is the drop-off for the ships that are just zooting in and zooting out. 320,000 cargo in that one. So we'll come up the elevator, not through the wall, come up in the elevator, and we come into here. And this is going to be our main main production deck. And somehow into here, in addition to all the constructors, I've got to fit gravity generators and the forward shield. You remember we've created the shield room back there with the aft shield in it. We now need to get the forward shield in. Oh, it's going to be a nightmare. I may have to put it in here, in this area, because remembering that we discovered last week that the shield does not give off radiation. But I hope you can appreciate some of the shape language that's been created in here, with these sloping areas and these alcoves for accessing the controllers. There's the ammo container, 320k as well. Another cargo one, also 320k. And on the other side, we have got another cargo at 320k, so that's 4 320,000 SU general cargo arrays, 320,000 for ammo, and yes, 1 for ore and wood. It's intended that when this ship is finished, she will be able to mine her own ores from asteroids. Just pull up alongside them, deploy the turrets, and tear them apart. Yum, 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 munch, munch. So, at the back here, these elevators that were previously unfinished are now finished. We've got, turn my light off. We've got the engines illuminated. These are the forward thrusters, the retro thrusters. And obviously down there is not lit or textured yet. We come into the elevator, continue our journey upwards. All 4 elevators have the same symmetry, front and aft, as well as side and side. This comes out onto what will be, I guess, the recreation and maybe some general storage with containers and different things like that. This area here, which is within the heavy armor belt, will probably be fuel and oxygen stores, maybe some fuel stores. But remember, we've got the decoy generator to put in there, right in the bow, to attract incoming fire, and also a decoy generator on each side in this bay to attract incoming fire that's coming off the bow. So basically coming in at 45 degrees over there. This will be a very heavily armored area, so there's still quite a bit of weight to go in there. The farms are done. Well, they're not fully textured, they're just grey boxed out. So this is the forward farm. Remember, that's the bow. This is the forward farm on starboard side. Individually switched grow lights in the ceiling. I don't know, can I switch one of those on? Oh, I haven't signal logic them at the moment. They're all on group settings. You can run between the farms without leaving the farming zone, like that. Oh, we've had an accident. Clean up in farm 3, please. What are we? Textures. Hope that's not repeated on the other side of the ship, because I'll have to go and sort it out. Excuse me. Each farm has got 27 grow plots. There's 3 farms each side, so that makes 81 per side, 162 grow plots in total. That should be enough to keep a faction on the go. This area out here will be, well, there's 2 of these, one each side of the warp core. So one of them will be kitchen for sure, which is why I'm saying this area will probably be recreation. At least one of those areas will be kitchen and food prep. Might make the other one infirmary over here. Be ideal for an infirmary, actually, thinking about it. Then we could dedicate, for example, that farm to producing what's needed to make the meds. Area I forgot to look at back here. Little office areas or science areas for the farms in the back. A few little changes in engineering. Let's just go explore them. Let me put that paint gun away. Go away. There we are. As I said last week, going downstairs in God mode is kind of tricky. Right, so a few small changes around here. You won't notice them immediately when I look round. But as I said when we were discussing it, stairs going up into the warp room from main engineer or from aft engineering would be a good addition. And I've had to change this light. If you remember, we had a spotlight sitting on there lighting up the engine. I've had to change it for that one. And again, my light is off. Just put it on to prove it. So all of this lighting in here is from the two strip lights like that and the texture lighting everywhere. And you can see it's doing a pretty effective job. It's lighting, oh, and that light there, I keep forgetting that one. It's lighting the area up nicely and showing off the engines and our backup generator here. So, right, so coming up those stairs, we've got stairs on each side, of course. Coming up those stairs into the little overseer's look down, and come in here. Usual warning about radiation. Try to be able to read that now. Prohibited during interstellar travel. I wish we could walk around the ships while we're traveling, but we can't. So I finished painting out the warp core room, which I hope you like. Looks a bit pretty. And I stuck with the armor block quarter curves simply because I wanted to have space here to be able to sort of sneak in and what have you, and the same at this end. I wanted to expose the pentaxid tank and show it off, and we've got a repeat sign there. See if I can get it. There you are. You should be able to read that now. Basically between the red warning signs is high radiation area. Heat's a little high, 40 degrees. It's not excessive. But the radiation's the thing, it jumps straight up to 25 rads, which is a lethal dose. So, got all that work done. Just try and elevate a little bit. There we are, that's more normal walking height. So I hope you like that. Let me know down in the comments. Right, so back out to here. Yep, this is where I said we'd probably put the kitchens, and the other side where we'd probably put the med bay. So this will be accommodation and entertainment areas. As we come up, this level of blocks, this one here, is going to be obviously the ceiling for that area. But it's also going to be the foundation for the flight deck. So this area will probably be hardened steel, built out in hardened steel, which means those areas there, they'll get brought up to hardened steel. And then on top of that will be a combat steel layer. So it'll be 2 layers thick. We've got to get fuel tanks in, we've got to get oxygen tanks in, we've got to get another shield up front, we've got to get at least 2 gravity generators in, because the size of the ship, she's going to need them. And at the moment, I have no idea where I'm going to put those. I guess I'm going to have to put one in this forward upper engineering area here, maybe even make use of that hole there. I'd prefer it to be a little more aft and central. Guess we could maybe get away with putting it somewhere like that. And then at the back, putting it in at the back is an even harder decision unless I put it somewhere like that, which will push it back into engineering and out into the hangars. But because of the size of the ship, we're going to need 2 of them to cover every nook and cranny and bring her up to spec. Now you can see, if I put my light on, you can start to see like the promenade, as it were, running up the side of the ship on both sides, which could be like a crew exercise area, you know, get the Marines out and jogging up and down here at 6 AM every day. Then around the elevator, around the other one, back down here, across again, and so on. Little jogging track maybe, who knows. They have these things on big ships apparently, so I'm told. I was Air Force, not Navy, so I love sailing, but I never got to play on a big ship. So that's how she's going. What do you think so far? And you see how I've used, underneath the farm plots, you see I've used the thin armor plates to emulate this deeper recess over here, as I said I would. I love this. It's great. I love this type of building. It allows me to get my creative head on. And that's the shield. Sorry, that's the warp engine. Just to remind you that the shield engine was down here. Sorry, the shield chamber was down here. And then out and under the ship. We don't often look down here. You can see we've got a very distinct catamaran effect down there. Codename Broadsword. She's a big girl. And hopefully she's going to fight as beautifully as she looks. We shall have to wait and see. So in the next episode I should have the hangars at least grey boxed, if not detailed out with paintwork. And I'm planning to have the ceiling on the accommodation and entertainment area, even if that's not detailed out. I want to get the gravity generators in place. I'd like to get the forward shield in place. I need to start placing fuel tanks and oxygen tanks. Get those forward generators in place. At this point in time, I will be totally honest and say that I have absolutely no idea where the large tier 2 generators are going to go. And she's probably going to need a minimum of 2. She'll end up with 3 tier 1 larges, which means she would definitely need 2 tier 2 larges for the thrusters and the teleporters and the shield and the warp core and all the rest of it. Where they're going to go is a bit of a mystery at the moment. We'll see. I'll find it. Notice no guns yet. I'm not even thinking about them. All I'm doing is making sure that I leave plenty of spaces to install them, so that we have positions to put them, shall we say. Things like down here between the windows on the side of the ship. You can see you've got a 3x3 space. If I get the gun out, turn my light off, and get the paint gun out, you can see there's a 3x3. There's another one there. There's a one up there behind that greeble under the thruster. Another one there. One the other side of the greeble. Same at the bow. So we could in fact get 1, 2, 3. We could get 6 guns along that center line strip. 3x3s, obviously not retractable. But that's just an example of the way that I've been preparing for when we have guns, simply by how I build. And up here above the hangar door we can get 2 guns side by side there, obviously the same underneath. We could in fact get 2 guns there, and we might get 2 guns there. I'd need to place them to check. So look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we can. You know what I mean? Do I make that an additional flight deck, or do I make it a gun deck? Something to think about. Underneath, same sort of thing. although there's no space directly on the belly, I can rework that shaping. There is plenty of space for guns along the trench between the two hangars. Loads of space there. And that's the landing gears. I could rework between the landing gears to give some right amount of gun. Same outboard of the landing gears, I could do the same. Just so that we've got defense of the ship. Obviously for things like anti-predator, there is loads of spots for putting little sentry guns. And I could even take things like those, square them off, and then we can mount sentry guns on those as well. But all of that is for once the hull is finished and all of the ship facilities are on board. You can see I left the cavities for the large engines. All of that's there. Right, okay, I'm going to get out of here. I'm starting to waffle. It's taking too long. We're at 25 minutes already recorded. I'm going to have to cut bits and pieces out, try and shorten it down. I want to get it back down to 20 minutes. I'm the Gazbeard. This is Codename Broadsword, progressing every week. Videos on Saturdays showing her progress. Join me. Leave a like. Leave a comment. Comment in the comments, as it were. And tell me what you think. I'll see you again soon. Don't forget, Wednesday is the next episode of the story mode guided playthrough. And I hope you're enjoying that. I'll see you then. From me, as always, it's not goodbye. It's just bye for now.